From east to west, he's got the smarts. When things are jokes and lots of farts. He's got no talent and his heart is lame. Everybody knows it's Hanksy.
That's me! Presented by Squarespace. This episode, we're in the Rose City, otherwise known as Portland, Oregon. With a population of just under 600K, this little nugget of PDX weird has plenty to offer. Great music and lots of tasty treats. But we're in it for that illegal shit. A quest to find that sweet aerosol smell and those Northwestern stick-em-up kids. Trying to find that street art, yo.
I'm the kind of guy who likes to sleep for days. Takes a walk inside his little lonely place.
But oh Lord, we've been driving around for a few hours, and sure enough, we haven't found shit. For as weird as Portland claims to be, the walls seem to be zestfully clean, and what tags and throw-ups we have seen have all been freshly buffed. So we caught up with some kids in the know, Tiffany and Tomas of the Portland Street Art Alliance, who were kind enough to show us some of the city's more decorated but hidden gems. The truth is though, the PDX art is hard to come by, especially those large-scale legal murals other cities love to cream over. That's because Portland has some janky-ass mural laws. See, unlike most urban areas where an artist simply needs permission from the building's owner to get up, the city of Portland wants kids to jump through hoops and over hurdles just to paint a fucking wall. It all dates back to a late 90s lawsuit between the city of Portland and the billboard monster known as Clear Channel. Portland was trying to regulate the size and placement of Clear Channel's silly adverts, so the company pushed back, claiming that all large-scale murals, art or not, should be regulated the same as the billboards. So now, in order for an artist to legally paint a mural, their proposal needs to receive a handful of check marks. 1, they need a mural permit. 2, community approval. And 3, the city needs to deem the completed mural art, not an advert. So there's no freewheeling spirit of like some painter from out of town just coming in like, oh, great, I got a business owner, got a free wall, I'm gonna get painted, but go ahead.
It's a month-long process at the very least to be able to even just get the permit. So, you know, when artists are coming through, they're not able to paint.
And let's face it, street artists and graffiti artists aren't the most like well thought out. Like they're really spur of the moment.
Yes, exactly.
So that's kind of a bummer, man. You lose a lot of that. I mean, you lose a lot of that whole spirit. Like murals in general kind of step away from like the whole aspect of like illegal street art and things like that because, you know, you need your time. You need it needs to be thought out. So now you place a month-long wait period plus all these permits and signatures and like that. It really kind of like dampens that original gusto that you know everyone has. So damn, in addition to the buff being strong in this one, artists need to complete a legal song and dance just to paint a fucking mural. So what do? Well, like any resilient species, the kids found a way. Ditching the spray for something a bit more adhesive, the sticker scene is freaking booming in Portland. Sitting atop an abandoned nuclear bunker just outside the city, I caught up with one of Stumptown's more prolific sticker rats.
My name is RX. I am from Portland, Oregon, and I mainly do sticker art. I'd always done stickers since the very beginning. I didn't have any real desire to do graffiti. I think I'd been doing screen printing t-shirts, and when I moved to Portland, I started noticing the stickers everywhere. I started noticing the Lost Cause and Scam, and they were just up everywhere. And I'd always collected stickers as a kid, but it never occurred to me to make my own. So at a certain point, I was just like, I want to get in on this, you know? And so I went straight to screen printing since I already kind of had a little bit of knowledge on that, and I just never looked back. Sticker art in Portland, I think there's a lot of things coming together, converging here, and there's a lot of artists who are screen printing for one, which allows us to have a lot of different variety of designs. Also because we're all screen printing on vinyl, it lasts the weather. So our stuff lasts in the streets a lot longer than a lot of other cities who are, you know, hand drawing on paper stickers or, you know, getting them digitally printed from printers online. None of it lasts nearly as long as handmade stickers. So we all have a really tight-knit community as well, and it really strengthens us, and we push each other, and we're always challenging each other. But we're also sharing all of our little printing secrets that we're finding along the way. I think the zero tolerance outlook that Portland has on graffiti and street art has a lot to do with why stickers are easy to get up. I mean, truly they are. It's basically a wheat paste poster that you have in your pocket without the mess of a bucket and a brush, right? So it's easy to get up, it's quick to get up. We can make thousands of them in one evening, and you can carry around hundreds in your pocket. So it truly is the most efficient way to get up. I think a lot of us would have started doing stencils and more posters than we already do now, and even get into freehand spray aerosol paint if it wasn't for this crazy zero tolerance that everyone's kind of subconsciously afraid of, yeah.
Fucking zero tolerance. I mean, it's no secret that street art and graffiti in general is illegal. If caught, it's usually cops, sirens, and handcuffs. But Portland seems a bit more strict. Sure, it's all good vibes and hippies and all that DIY crap, but when it comes to clean walls, Portland freaking loves them. They got a hard-on for them. To explain more, we caught up with the Lost Cause. After seeing a few friends snag fairly serious charges, he's a Portland resident via Hotlanta that's been doing legal walls the past few years.
For instance, if you paint on any level of city property, no matter what it is, it's like no questions asked, it's a felony. A felony affects your entire life.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
Felony.
Yeah. Well, and also like the graffiti removal programs here are pretty intense. Like they go through during the summertime, and they go through, like they'll go through Hawthorne, Belmont, Alberta, and they just, like you guys saw yesterday, they will just clean sweep every single thing. Everything. I mean, there's little spots here and there that do ride for a long time, but nothing really rides that long. There's like not much crime here, and there's not much diversity, which means everybody's uptight and white. And so they're like always on it. I think I've experienced more harassment from people just out on the street fucking with me, saying things to me, threatening to call the cops, than I have even the cops.
Which is so fucked up, because I mean, when I think of Portland, I think of this progressive, like artistic, weird community that
it's a weird, you think that, but people also have this very like narrow-minded view on what they think it is and what it should be.
So we've come to find that the Portland scene is super restricted. It's locked down like a frickin' Amish whorehouse. But we were determined to find out what makes it more special than other markets.
I think what's special about Portland's street art scene is you have this really sort of DIY kind of culture. I mean, you got these sticker artists that are doing woodcut prints on vinyl, doing their own handprint screen printing. You got cats that are making their own paper, like TV with Cheese or like No Bonzo. No Bonzo is a great example. She's been making her own vegan inks, you know, working with oxidation and rust. She'll do these 10-foot by 10-foot wheat pastes that are all hand painted, gold leaf, amazing craft in their work. And I think what really makes it special is it's people who are super dedicated to the craft and to putting stuff out there and doing it despite all the restrictions, the weather, all the other things that are coming at them. They're doing it because they love it and because they want to explore the craft and the process of it.
What would you say to people that say Portland doesn't have a scene whatsoever, really?
People who think that Portland doesn't have a scene, a sticker scene or a graffiti scene, a street art scene in general, I think that those people are kind of blind to all the fun little cutty spots in Portland, really. We have some great streets that are just grilled with street art, and all it takes is an extra little glance upward or in a corner that you wouldn't normally look at. Most people will say, stickers, what stickers, and when you kind of point out one or two, all of a sudden they'll come back to you and say, I see them everywhere now. Yeah. It goes from being white noise to totally saturated. So all it kind of takes is that little nudge.
I got a lot of flack from the lackeys back home. Why are you going to Portland? There's no scene in Portland. Go someplace else, blah, blah, blah. And screw those kids. It's kind of messed up. Because the only reason they're saying what they're saying is because they're comparing the Portland scene to other big shows, like New York City or LA. I mean, yeah, Portland is all GTFO to urban art, which I'm like, WTF. But the fact is, there are artists currently active in Portland. The Lost Cause and RX Skulls are just a few. I mean, you just have to know where to look. So that's it, and that's all. I found some art and chased some waterfalls. I didn't get arrested, and I didn't even eat a fucking voodoo donut. So, adios, Portland. It's been swell. Put a bird on it. Peace.